F-1 OPT EAD Indian nationals. What should I do if my employer refuses to sponsor your green card? If your current employer refuses to sponsor your green card, you must take proactive steps to switch to a green card-friendly employer, as the employment-based green card backlog for Indian nationals spans several decades, making long-term non-immigrant status. Because an F-1 OPT or STEM OPT visa has a strict time limit to 3 years and does not inherently allow dual intent, you need to map out your backup options immediately. Switch to a green card-friendly employer. If your current company has a policy against green card sponsorship, you should look for a new job. If refuses to sponsor employment-based green cards, you must proactively secure a new employer that offers immigration sponsorship. Maximize your STEM OPT timeframe to remain in the US legally. Because Indian nationals face severe backlogs for employment-based green cards, securing a company that will enter the H-1B lottery and establish an early priority is vital to your long-term residency plans. Maximize your current F-1 OPT STEM OPT timeline. Utilize all 36 months. If you qualify for a STEM extension, maximize your 3-year window. Orchestrate a job switch to a sponsoring employer. Filter for sponsoring companies. Ask vetting questions early. Confirm a company's strict policy on H-1B and green card sponsorship during initial recruiter screenings. Request immediate PERM initiation. When negotiating a new job offer, request a written commitment stating that your PERM labor certification will begin within your first 6 months of employment. Explore alternative visa routes. Evaluate Day 1 CPT. If your OPT expires before securing her, you can enroll in a university offering Day 1 CPT to maintain work authorization.
F-1 OPT EAD Indian nationals. Higher salary or green card sponsorship? What should be my important priority? Securing an EB2 or EB3 green card sponsorship to secure an approved Form I-140 is a much more critical long-term priority than chasing a slightly higher initial salary. As an Indian national on an F-1 OPT EAD, your primary risk is the strict limit on your temporary status, making immigration stability your foundation for future wealth. Why green card sponsorship I-140 matters more. H-1B extension lifeline. The green card backlog for India under EB2 and EB3 spans over a decade. However, getting an employer to successfully file your PERM labor certification and achieve an approved Form I-140 grants you a critical benefit. You are the legal right to extend your H-1B visa indefinitely past its 6-year limit. Protection against layoffs. If you lose your job while on an H-1B visa, you only have a 60-day grace period to find a new employer. Having a locked-in priority date from an approved I-140 means you can carry that place in line over to any new employer who sponsors you later. Future earning potential. A slightly higher salary today on an OPT EAD means nothing if you run out of visa status and must leave the US. Securing
your legal status early guarantees you can stay in the country long enough to climb the corporate ladder and eventually command much higher wages. Spousal work authorization. Once your I-140 is approved and you are on an H-1B visa, your spouse becomes eligible for an H-4 EAD work permit. This unlocks a second income stream that easily offsets a lower starting salary at your primary job. Comparative overview. Strategic roadmap for F-1 OPT students. Prioritize the sponsor. When evaluating job offers, explicitly ask the HR team about their corporate policy regarding green card filings and H-1B visa sponsorship. Negotiate timing, not just cash. If a company offers you a slightly lower salary, negotiate a written clause into your offer letter stating that they will initiate your PERM green card process within your first 6 months of employment. Track the visa bulletin. Be prepared to navigate changing rules. For instance, you can file under EB2 and later downgrade to EB3 if the visa bulletin shifts to make EB3 move faster for India.
Does F-1 OPT EAD Indian nationals need H-1B visa before starting their EB2 or EB3 green card process? No, F-1 OPT STEM OPT EAD Indian nationals do not legally need an H-1B visa to start or file the initial stages of an EB2 or EB3 green card process. An employer can sponsor an employee for a green card at any time, even while they are on an F-1 OPT EAD visa. However, For Indian nationals, transitioning to an H-1B visa is practically needed to maintain legal work authorization due to severe backlogs. The H-1B bridge. Because Indian nationals face decades-long wait times for EB2 and EB3 priority dates, your H-1B would bridge the gap between your F-1 OPT EAD and until your green card is ready. Filing early for a green card for an Indian national F-1 OPT EAD visa holders locks in an early priority date. For Indian nationals facing decades-long employment-based backlogs, this establishes your place in line as early as possible. Because Indian-born applicants face significant statutory backlogs, establishing and holding an early priority date is the most impactful step you can take. The key benefits of securing this date while transitioning through F-1 OPT status include locking in the priority date. For Indian national F-1 OPT EAD visa holders, your priority date is the day your PERM labor application is received by USCIS. Your priority date determines your spot in the visa queue. Getting this done on an F-1 OPT gives you a massive head start over waiting until you secure an H-1B visa. H-1B cap exemption and extensions. For Indian national F-1 OPT EAD visa holders, once you have an approved I-140 petition, it provides the foundation to extend your H-1B status beyond the standard 6-year limit in 1-year or 3-year increments while you wait for your green card to become current. How the green card process works on OPT? An employer can file the first 2 stages of the green card process while you are on an F-1 OPT EAD. 1. PERM labor certification. The employer tests the job market. Filing this does not violate your F-1 OPT EAD status. 2. Form I-140 immigrant petition. The employer files this to prove you qualify. Filing an I-140 does not violate your F-1 OPT EAD status. Why Indian nationals need an H-1B anyway? The H-1B extension is your lifeline. Since your 3-year STEM OPT will expire long before your priority date is current, you need an H-1B visa to stay and work in the US. Once your I-140 is approved, the H-1B visa can be indefinitely in 3-year increments while you wait for your green card. For Indian national F-1 OPT EAD visa holders, a green card priority date is essentially your official spot in line to apply for lawful permanent residency. Because the US government strictly caps the number of visas available each year, it dictates exactly when you can file your final application and legally receive your green card. The priority date is incredibly important for several distinct reasons. Indian national F-1 OPT EAD visa holder will get a priority date as soon as your employer files the PERM labor certification with USCIS. Priority date determines your place in line. It acts as a queue ticket. For most employment-based categories, your priority date is the day labor certification is received by the Department of Labor. Priority date controls when you can file, dates for filing. When this date reaches the cutoff date listed in the monthly visa bulletin, you can file your Form I-485, Adjustment of Status. This milestone allows you for concurrent benefits like an Employment Authorization Document, EAD, and Advance Parole Travel Document. Priority date determines final green card approval. Final action date. Your priority date must be earlier than the final action date listed in the visa bulletin. For your specific country of chargeability and preference category, before USCIS can approve your green card and issue the physical visa. Priority date accounts for country backlogs. U.S. immigration laws limit any single country to 7% of the total worldwide visa allocation. Because countries like India and China have disproportionately high application volumes, priority dates in those categories can face massive backlogs, causing waits that can stretch into many years.
F-1 OPT EAD Indian nationals. How can I get my green card sponsorship at the earliest? How to transition from an F-1 OPT EAD status to a green card as an Indian national, your most critical first step is to create a job with an employer willing to sponsor your permanent residency immediately as India faces severe employment-based visa backlogs. Step 1. Secure sponsorship and start the PERM process. Your employer does not need to wait for you to get an H-1B. They can sponsor your green card directly while you are on F-1 OPT EAD. Find an E-verified employer. Ensure your employer is registered with E-Verify, so you can utilize your initial OPT and transition into a 24-month STEM OPT extension if eligible. Launch the PERM labor certification. Your employer must file a PERM application with the U.S. Department of Labor, DOL. This proves there are no willing or qualified U.S. workers. There are no UR for your position. Lock in your priority date. Once the PERM is approved, your employer files Form I-140, Immigrant Petition. The date this is filed becomes your priority date, your place in the multi-decade wait line for Indian national. Step 2. Secure a dual intent visa. The H-1B route, because the green card wait times for EB2 and EB3 categories span 10+ years, your 1 to 3 years of OPT/STEM OPT will expire long before your priority date becomes current. Enter the H-1B lottery. Have your employer CAP register you for the H-1B lottery every March during your OPT eligibility. Bridge the status gap. The H-1B visa allows dual intent, meaning you can legally renew it indefinitely once your Form I-140 is approved, allowing you to live and work in the U.S. while waiting for your green card line to move.
Filing early for a green card for an Indian national, F-1 OPT EAD visa holder locks in an early priority date. For Indian nationals facing decades-long employment-based backlogs, this establishes your place in line as early as possible. Because Indian-born applicants face significant statutory backlogs, establishing and holding an early priority date is the most impactful step you can take. The key benefits of securing this date while transitioning through F-1 OPT status include locking in the priority date. Your priority date is the day your PERM labor application is received by USCIS. Your priority date determines your spot in the visa queue. Getting this done on an F-1 OPT gives you a massive head start over waiting until you secure an H-1B visa. H-1B cap exemption and extensions. Once you have an approved I-140 petition, it provides the foundation to extend your H-1B status beyond the standard 6-year limit in 1-year or 3-year increments while you wait for your green card to become current.
Why Indian national on F-1 OPT EAD visa should apply for a green card at the earliest. An Indian national on an F-1 OPT EAD visa should apply for a green card to bypass the highly competitive H-1B lottery cap, secure uncapped long-term employment freedom, and lock in an early priority date to combat the decades-long backlog for Indian nationals. Tightening U.S. immigration policies make transitioning directly from an F-1 OPT EAD visa to permanent residency an increasingly vital strategy for career stability. Severe backlogs require an early priority date, decades-long waiting lists. Due to country-specific caps, Indian applicants face massive backlogs in standard employment categories like EB2 and EB3. The priority date advantage. Your place in the green card line is determined by your priority date, the day your application is officially filed. Compounding delays. Waiting until you secure an H-1B visa or finish years of OPT means delaying your filing date, pushing your eventual permanent residency approval even further into the future.
Please feel free to reach out to Artifint Robotics Technologies at 945-468-8100 for more information on starting an employment-based green card process for F-1 OPT EAD visa holder.